Something I've been talking about with other people, like Brumac and SharnoftheDEAD, links below, is used games and DRM, and they bring up some interesting points on it being on consoles and how that is affecting things around it. Now, used games and digital releases are the topic of the day, week, month, and at this point, close to half the damn year. But what kind of views are there on about it? Some people like the idea of used games going away and all digital coming to consoles. Others are against it with such a passion. But what benefits would come from all digital games? What do you see happening with the one-time use disc from Xbox One and the digital market growing bigger and bigger? The number one benefit that everyone seems to bring out? Lower prices on games. But let's take a look at Steam and Origin and compare them to their console digital direct services on both PS3 and Xbox 360 that exist today. The biggest and most popular is Steam. The Valve-created game service that delivers digital-only games to your PC. Steam offers games like Primal Carnage, Saints Row the Third, Chivalry, Portal, and so many others on discounted prices on a daily schedule. They have huge sales throughout the year, like the upcoming Steam Summer Sale, God rest my wallet, as well as weekly deals, midweek deals, weekend deals. They're also going into areas that have pre-purchase deals for unfinished builds of games, the biggest one being Arma 3 right now. So all in all, Steam is a great service that offers so many good things, it is hard to not think kindly of the service from the consumer-friendly and consumer-loved Valve. But they weren't always like that. At start, Steam was horrible and seemingly unusable. Crashes, glitches, and numerous other problems that festered in the months to come from launch. Games held the same price as sales were a thing not thought of yet. But again, you wouldn't think that or see that at all in the current version of Steam, because they learned and fixed their services to match what people wanted and were saying. Origin finds itself in the same area now. Newest to the scene is brought to you by EA, the now twice voted worst company in America. Semi-forcing this out for all their big PC titles, people need to have Origin to play games like Battlefield 3 and SimCity as well as other games on their publishing list. And Origin sure as Steam is going through growing pains. Some features are still being put into play while others haven't even seen the light of day yet. But to the point of this video, we go to the deal. And while at first there were a void of any game deals, they are slowly starting to show them. Not in the amount or way Steam is, but given time, we may see something from them. But what is similar between the two besides the obvious? Some prices, actually. People are always saying that digital games will bring down prices and used games are the reason disc-based ones are more expensive. Well, how would you explain BioShock Infinite being $60 at launch on Steam and in stores? And that isn't the only game either. Games like Call of Duty, Skyrim, the new Company of Heroes 2, and more like them are still full price from launch now. That point there can lead us to online stores for on-demand games on the Xbox 360 and PS3. So let's delve into them and see how their own digital services price things. Halo 4 to start is the big title for Xbox and brings in fans from all around to get it. $59.99 at the Microsoft Store, $39.99 at GameStop, Best Buy, and Xbox On Demand. Now Sony isn't any better with their day one digital services. Their games are just as much digitally as they are physically. The Last of Us being the newest of this list. $60 in physical, and their day one digital services carry the same price. Sony also tried to get people going into the digital age with the PSP Go, but those digital games were the same fucking price as the physical ones in store. Hell, EA's former CEO said that games need to be cheaper, but we see the prices on Origin, a service EA owns, have full control over, and has the same damn prices they see on store shelves for their digital codes. But what does this mean for potentials of price dropping? None that I see so far. They have had these services for a while now and have tried many times to show off the benefit to them, and while Steam is what people want the Xbox One and PS4 to be like digital-wise, so far they haven't done so with what they have at hand now, and people are still buying them as much now, so what makes them want to change? We are saying things like digital sales on consoles will make them cheaper, giving faith to companies like Microsoft when in fact they have no faith in the consumer itself. Evidence of that is the constant need to use codes, accounts, and soon to be online check-ins and single-use game discs. But why do people think digital games on consoles will bring down sales at all? Because Steam does it? And they don't have any used games. But how logical is that? In truth, Steam sales happen because, well, no one really knows why there are Steam sales. But the best reasoning I can come up with is because of Green Man Gaming, Amazon Digital, Good Old Games, self-publishing developers, browser-based games, and so forth. It seems to me that Steam sales happen because of competition, not the absence of used games. Which brings us all the way around to the start. Used games and stores like GameStop are not evil companies trying to ruin the gaming market. And I'm not saying GameStop is perfect. Their trade-in prices for games is piss poor at the best of times. But used games and the existence of them is not the end-all reasoning for bad sales and poor profits. Bloated development times, poor marketing choices, and unrealistic sales figures are the reasoning behind a lot of lost profit. For fuck's sake, do I have to point out Dead Space 3 again as an important view on what publishers think good selling is? Will this model brought to consoles bring about a new Steam-like sales system on PS4 and Xbox One? I personally don't see it happening anytime soon, if at all. Maybe in the future it might. I mean, hell, even EA is starting to do things with their own digital games, but what do I hope will happen? I hope PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live start doing these kind of deals at all. I want to see digital services growing in use with cheaper content. But what do you think? Will the digital age come sooner than expected? Will it be more forced than accepted by console users? Or are used games and physical copies still going to reign supreme on consoles for a time longer? Let me know by leaving a comment below. And as always, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.